This episode is brought to you by Peacock. The new Peacock original documentary, Matthew Perry, A Hollywood Tragedy, dives deep into the beloved actor's rise to fame and his tragic death. 5 people, including Perry's personal assistant, 2 medical doctors, and an alleged Hollywood drug dealer known as the Ketamine Queen, were charged with conspiracy to illegally provide Perry with the ketamine. Explore the details of the case in this heartbreaking special, streaming now only on Peacock.
TaxAct knows filing your small business taxes can be a nightmare, like the kind where you're being chased by a giant W-2 form and you're running and running, but you can never reach the submit button. Or something like that. So, TaxAct offers Expert Assist with live tax experts to make filing taxes less scary. Now, you can just have pleasant dreams about being chased by other giant, non-threatening paperwork. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
Este episodio es presentado por Honda. Descubra la nueva Honda Passport Trail Sport todoterreno. La Passport más todoterreno que Honda haya imaginado jamás. Esta Passport cuenta con mayor altura al suelo, barras de techo en todas sus versiones y neumáticas especialmente diseñados para cualquier terreno. Además, disfruta todos tus viajes con el control de clima de 3 zonas, techo panorámico y opciones como asientos delanteros con calefacción y ventilación. Conoce más en honda.com/Passport.
Hello. I hated that.
Yours or mine?
Mine.
Oh, I was like, I sounded beautiful. Take that back, bitch. It was beautiful. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Welcome to another episode of See You Next Tuesday, where we read the results from last week's episode of But Am I Wrong? And share those results with you. We discuss, we he, we ha.
We laugh, we jump, we swim and play. We don't swim.
We don't swim. We got 2 not strong swimmers here. Ayo, we will not be lifeguarding your child's birthday party. No, not so much.
But we would have fun, though.
Oh, we would love to attend.
Yeah. Children love us. We love children.
Oh, yes.
But don't expect us to. If somebody falls and needs CPR, I can do that.
Oh, I cannot.
Yeah.
I think of me as more of the unpaid Disney princess.
You do have long limbs, though. So, if somebody's a little too far, you can just snatch them up. But,
and I'm
you can't expect you to swim to save them.
No. And I also, I'm incredibly clumsy. So I do see danger and try and prevent it from happening. But sometimes I have a hard time with the words and I just go, ah! I did that to Moss yesterday when I was trying to be like, hey, can you move? And I excuse me, I was trying to get around him and I just went, ah! And he looked at me and I was like, I forgot the words. He goes, do you mean to move? And I was like, yes, that is what I was trying to say. Him. I did that a little bit too. And he said,
damn, I forgot about the Black History Month video I wanted to make with you. Hey,
here every month is Black History Month. It's fine. We'll make it still. We need to make a playlist, a private one where we save all the ones to make.
Yeah.
Because there are so many funny ones.
And then there's also a lot of people recommending our podcast. So I think we need to make response videos so that people can get our vibe. Mm-hmm. So thank you to all the people that have been recommending our podcast.
I love it.
Other people that are like, I need a new podcast. There was one video where numerous people recommended us.
Oh my God. Thanks, everyone. That makes me so happy. And I also love that I will always see an influx of them when an influencer who people didn't know was conservative gets outed. And they're like, well, what am I going to listen to now? And everybody's like, I know 2 bitches who you will have 0 doubts about. Yep. You might think that they're a little too bold and brave with their views. I'm like, yeah, there you go. There we go.
Our listenership did go up 18% from this time last month. So thank you guys.
Thank you all.
We're not doing any promo on our own, so it has to be
and we did have a meeting where they said, by the way, can you start doing that again? And we said, for sure.
Yeah.
Once I get my cortisol levels in check, it is over for you bitches.
And also, because we talked about doing promo stuff on our actual real cameras, so it'll be high quality, but my battery's stuck in mine, and Megan's supposed to help get it out.
I am.
But I think it might be easier for me just to go to Sammy's. Mm-hmm. Yep, Sammy's. There's a place in Arkansas that's also a camera place, and it's just somebody's name in the same manner, and I couldn't remember which one was here.
They love a name like that. To be like, it's where you get everything. And I'm like, okay, but they all have different names.
I know. The other one's Bedford's. It's
Ooh, that sounds chicer than Sammy's.
It does, but it's not. They're the same store. They look the exact same.
Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it.
So once you get your cortisol levels in check and I get this battery out this camera, it might need a new spring, so it might need to be repaired, but also that might mean I just need to get a new camera. Then we'll be in business.
Yeah. So you guys sit tight. Shit's happening. I'm going to pee in a jug and we're going to figure this shit out. Remind me to show you what it looks like.
I think I already know what it looks like.
I'm going to do a what's in my bag of like what I have to do. Because Mott's today was like, are you going to do it today? Because what's that? The way that I have to refrigerate it or put it on ice. And I said,
you should get just like a cooler.
I'm getting a bucket with ice.
Yeah.
Like I'm not putting that in my fucking fridge.
Yep.
And, but so she was saying, she was like, you know, it can be room temperature she was like, I don't want it. Like, I prefer if you just like kept it cold, like didn't let it get warm by any means. But she was like, and
it's odd because it's warm coming out your body.
I know that. I was like,
don't you want it to be at its natural state? But no, because
the science of this is fucking crazy. Because also, what the fuck do you mean that you're like, we want to test your cortisol levels throughout the day? Why am I peeing into one big thing? Aren't they all going to mix up together?
Oh, true.
I'm so fucking confused by that. And I'm like, okay. But Mats was like, are you going to record at Melissa's tomorrow? And I was like, no. And he was like, oh, I was wondering if you were going to do it there. And I was like, you thought I was going to bring my little piss seat that I have to put on top of the toilet that has a funnel that goes into this. You thought I was going to bring that to my friend with contamination OCDs home?
And then you put it in my refrigerator?
I was like, there's no shot. I don't even want to do that to my own home. You think I'm going to subject her home to that? That's insane. Like, no fucking way. But he hasn't seen the entire mechanism yet. So I think he'd be singing a different tune. But I can't do it until I think I was able to make like because she was like, I would really recommend getting an appointment to drop them off, like to drop it off, the sample, and not just do like a standby, because she's like, I don't know that you really want to be sitting in the waiting room with a jar of your like a handle of your pee. And so I can't do it until I think either Monday or Tuesday is the day I do it, and then I drop it on off.
Was it Howard Hughes that would piss in jars?
I don't know, but if that's LA culture, then I'm at home, baby.
Howard. Yeah, he used to have like urine bottles.
By the way, that is a mental illness. And I know that because my home, before I was born, it used to be a group home. And the person who had the room that I had when I was like a teenage or preteen teenager, he is an artist. I don't know if he's with us currently. And then he designs movie posters. And he also would piss in jars and bottles. And then my dad would like go up in there and it was just like all that. And he told me that like after I moved in. And I was like, cool.
Oh, it was because he had OCD. And
yeah, it was like, it's not
paranoid.
Yeah, so. It's like a specific one. There's like a sub. It's kind of like with a mania of like a religious obsession or whatever. Like there's some, I don't know what it is, but there's like it's a diagnostic criteria. Like it's a thing that people do when they're going through something. But his were clear. Mine is orange, and mine's got a big opening.
So you put your big urethra right up in there.
The way that it just occurred to me that I'm like, what are the instructions that they give for people with penises? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, straight men are just gonna want to plunge that clunge. They're gonna say, I see a hole, I must stick my dick in there and piss in there. Damn, that'd be so much more fucking convenient.
I know. Do you know you lost your?
I lost my
Go Girl,
my shiwi.
Yeah, they have two different names. I couldn't remember which one you had.
I think I had the Go Girl was my second one. I think the first one, which I forgot we even used on Beauty Break, was the Shiwi.
Nice.
That would make it so much fucking easier. Also because, Melissa, it's for my first pee of the day. It can't be my first pee. I have to like pee a little.
Yeah, you gotta get a little of it out because that pee is strong. But I feel like, don't you like pee throughout the night?
No.
Oh, I pee about 3 or 4 times a night. If it's a good day, if I don't pee at all at night.
I don't know what I like. If I have to physically get up to pee in the middle, like I'm mad because it takes me so fucking long to fall asleep.
Yeah,
that would ruin it.
If I keep my eyes closed, so what I did was I got motion lights in my bathroom, and so it still stays low, but enough where I can see through. And then I kind of just like close my eyes and then try to go back, but it's gotten better. I used to like just be up, but now I can just sleep. But I do pee. All my life I've had to pee a lot when I go to sleep.
I pee a ton before I go to bed, and I pee so much right when I wake up.
I pee before I go to sleep. My bladder just doesn't hold a lot.
Just tiny bladder. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like when I'm peeing in a jar, you like piss a little and then you stick that under there. The way that I have an entire seat that goes on top of my toilet seat and I go, so I do a little shimmy and then I stand up and I slip that under me.
I know it is because my grandmother had.
No, Melissa, the first thing that crossed my mind, I said, I have seen this and I have seen this at a home when we were cleaning out when my grandmother died. This is not fun.
But anyway, this isn't piss talk. This is see you next Tuesday.
Go piss, girl.
All right. So now that piss talk is over with, why don't we get into what we're actually here for? And that is reading the results from the last episode of But Am I Wrong?
Woohoo! It is episode 133.
I love how many people are now like participating because we're putting them out
because we can
closer,
see their fucking
episode.
Messages.
Yep, and we're putting it out closer to when the episode's airing too.
And I think people are also really loving your graphic design skills.
Yeah. And the person that is always complaining about them didn't complain this week, even though I put a little dedication to them within one of the graphics, and I don't even know if they got it.
Well, she does love feeling special.
It's their icon on Monopoly Go.
Oh my God.
And it was for them.
Shout out.
But I got a lot of people saying that they loved it, so I'm never stopping.
Never stop. Never stopping.
Too many. I don't know. It's right there. I was confused because I opened our Instagram and it's like, this is not the kind of reels we usually have on our Instagram.
What?
Where are cookies? Like you scroll down and then we've got.
Oh yeah, because I was like, I just saw a beautiful rainbow Rice Krispie one.
Yes, like back to normal.
I don't want. Yeah, that's not.
I don't want people. We have food. This is all the content we have.
There's no faces.
It's food and
home decor. That's it. Don't show me a face.
No.
I just see hands. That's the most I'll take.
So first, Megan, this picture, genius.
Thank you so much. We're artists.
Yes, we are.
I think that we really have found the calling. You should have seen me, though, that, like, the faces that I make when I know I have to Google something that, like, I know what I want, but I need to be very careful with how I pick my words for the examples they're going to show me.
Do you do it on incognito?
No, incognito will give you way freakier results.
I know.
Immediately. Incognito doesn't have any of the parental controls. I don't have parental controls turned on, but I have some. That form of Google has a little bit of decorum. It's not going to just show me finger blasting in the live, in the flesh.
Yes.
So I did have to search up, I said sexual hand gestures. Because I didn't want to just search shocker. And
that was smart, though.
Yeah. And then because I was like, I don't technically want, like, I want something that's implying, and I literally almost did Taylor Swift gay hand gesture, 2 fingers. Because in her concert, she has this one thing where she like literally does a 2-finger thing. And of course, the parts of the internet and the Reddits I exist on, we had a field day. And I was like, I need a name for that. And then I just looked up sexual hand gestures and I finally found one.
Great. Melissa thinks a spa should only be a place of relaxation. 2% said I was wrong. 98% said I was not wrong. Also, I do want to say the fingering, wrong ethnicity.
Melissa, beggars can't be fucking choosers. Do you know how hard it was for me to find a photo like this that didn't have Shutterstock? By the way, Shutterstock, who's buying those images from you?
Right. Probably when Lena Dunham had her website where she was trying to be Zooey Deschanel's website.
Zooey Deschanel had a website?
Yeah. Hold on.
Like a blog?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I think that's whose it was. It's one of those ones.
Alexa
it might
Chung?
have been Hello Good Giggles.
Oh, that's not Zooey Deschanel's.
I thought it was.
No.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
I thought Reese Witherspoon bought that.
Hello Giggles is Zooey Deschanel's.
She still owns that?
It was acquired by Time.
Oh my God. Damn. I didn't know that girl was making money like that.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Whoa.
Yep.
I love when people keep it quiet like that too. Damn.
And then Lena
$30 million.
I forgot what Lena Dunham's was, but she was trying to do the same one, and that would have been somebody that would have needed that.
Oh my God, she went to Oberlin. This makes so much sense.
Yep, she had a podcast that was the same name too. So maybe looking at the podcast, maybe, but I think it all got taken down.
That's where Alicia Keys wrote her essay about not wearing makeup.
I was listening to her podcast and then like a writing one after that. And this guy I was sitting next to on the plane saw that I was listening to it. And he's like, oh, I like that podcast too. And then we had a little thing. And then I forgot about him. And then I went to this athletic club that it was more like country club, athletic club that I was a member of for a while. And he was there. And he taught swim lessons there too. And I had signed up for swim lessons. And I had got his phone number because I was supposed to like call him to like finalize stuff. And I had the number saved in my phone. And I was like, who the hell is this?
That's why you started saving with emojis as well. Plain guy.
I had no, like, I literally did not remember him at all. And then I went to the swim lesson and I still couldn't place it.
Shut the fuck up.
And I was like, we know each other somehow. And then he told.
Oh, he knew. I was going to say, this man knew the whole time, Melissa.
No, he knew.
Imagine being one of the lucky ones who gets to have that like plain meeting a guy moment and then quite literally not even recognizing that man later. Like,
didn't know.
That is so fucking funny.
It was so weird.
Flying out of LA?
I was flying from Arkansas to LA.
Why was he in Arkansas?
He's from there too.
My God, this is your twin.
No, he can swim though.
Oh, well, maybe he took the nutrients in the womb and he was swimming around more. You were stuck in the womb. You were just floating. Wow, that's crazy.
I know. Like, out of all the people in the world, I end up there. And when I tried it, and that's why I still can't swim, because then I was like, I can't embarrass myself in front of this man too.
By the way, I can't have any man teach me how to swim. I don't want any man to teach me how to swim, let alone a man that I've had a flirtationship with.
And he was, it was more than a flirtationship, and he was very tall.
No, and then most of his body's out of the water. I don't like that. And then I'm there just treading water. No, that's a power imbalance if I've ever heard. Plus,
and I said,
you could drown me.
Stop. He was still so nice. And then he had it.
Well, I do think that in general, people who teach adult swim lessons like have a compassion that I don't have.
Yeah. And he taught the kids lessons too. So like he was like with the kids.
Where is he?
before.
Call him back up.
He had a girlfriend at that time. It's like he made that very clear. I was like, I don't even remember you. So
okay, and who are you?
Yeah.
Oops. I'm sorry. You slept with this man. You forgot about him.
Yep.
I am a. All men should have that
I was
feeling.
very thoughty in my early years of being in LA.
That is, you're the exact opposite of Tanisha. Like, this dick was not memorable.
Yeah, it was good, but it was just like, I was busy.
But dime in the bucket.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to that. I think that's a humbling experience that all men should have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow, I love that.
I forgot about that too.
Thank you for sharing that story.
You're welcome.
That was really good. That was fantastic.
Oh, but
we still haven't read the results from this one.
Nope, sure haven't.
We are so excited to have a brand new sponsor, and I'm feeling very cool because Jesse and Lily are sponsored by OneSkin, and now we are.
Yay!
We are finally here. Skincare, we love skincare. We're all about it. And let's talk about peptides for a minute. If you're like me, you're seeing them everywhere. Peptide this, peptide that, peptide. It's almost a tongue twister. Just because something says peptide on it doesn't actually mean that it's really doing anything for you, but that is where OneSkin's OS1 peptide is different. Some peptides just sit on top of the skin, and OS1 goes deeper. It's scientifically formulated to penetrate the cells within skin's deeper layers, which improves key skin health markers like collagen production, hydration, and my personal uphill battle constantly, skin barrier function.
I think that's both of our uphill battles.
Truly.
I was so excited to get this as well because I just ran out of my other moisturizer, so it was perfect timing. Not only is OS1 proven to remain stable from the lab to the countertop, so you get reliable results every time. And guys, listen, if you're not getting results from your peptides, it might be time to take a closer look. All of OneSkin's topical supplements are backed by lab and clinical studies. And they're all powered by OS1 peptide, the first and only peptide that is scientifically proven to target senescent cells that contribute to lines, wrinkles, and thinning skin. Try OneSkin with an exclusive 15% off your first purchase using Blame Me at oneskin.co.
I love these products. I've been trying out the Essential Moisturizer and the Essential Eye Cream. And for me, eye cream is one of those things that, like, I love a little luxury eye cream. I love to, like, feel that, but specifically the older that I get, and also sometimes if my sleep is not that great, I really notice the lines under the eyes, and I always want my makeup to apply better. And what I love about this is it looks so nice if I put it on, no makeup on, but I also can apply makeup on it. It's not just for like that really rich overnight kind of a thing. It's really a daily thing that you can use, and it just looks and feels really good. And the moisturizer.
Oh, can I talk about that? Because sometimes my skin is very dry and scaly. Sometimes my skin is very oily. Sometimes my skin, I'm like, what even is this? But this face moisturizer is perfect. It goes on very smooth. It's not too thick, but you can feel the moisture in it. And then afterwards, after it's like really soaked in, you can just feel just how supple your skin is.
That's the perfect word, supple. And just like us, OneSkin loves science. So glad to hear. We love science in this house.
We do love science.
And OneSkin's entire R&D process is run in-house, strictly adhering to the rigor of scientific process from start to finish. Every claim is based on lab or clinical studies, and it's documented.
Founded and led by an all-woman team of skin and longevity scientists, OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self.
Get 15% off with code BLAMEME at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code BLAMEME. After your purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you.
There are many ways to entice a potential new customer with flashy branding and calculated marketing strategies. But at the end of the day, the success of a business comes down to the ability to close the sale. And for businesses like Thrive Cosmetics, Allbirds, or Skims, it's what goes on behind the scenes, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple that makes the difference. For them and for millions of businesses, that difference is made with Shopify. Businesses that want to grow, grow with Shopify. Because if your goal is growth, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And Shopify will make sure you're ready. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And with Shop Pay, they boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going. It's no wonder Shopify is home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/realm. I'm someone who genuinely does enjoy cooking. Until it's 6 p.m. on a Thursday, I'm tired and I just cannot muster the energy to make a full meal that I'm so desperately craving. In the past, that exact scenario would usually lead me to order out, spending way too much money for food that ultimately didn't leave me feeling great. Now, though, I am so happy to have a better option with Factor, and their delicious, healthy meals are ready in even less time than it'd take to order takeout. Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. Their meals are dietitian approved and are ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. These aren't some sad frozen meals either. They all arrive fresh and fully prepared, and I genuinely look forward to my box each week. I had never really been a fan of cauliflower rice, but it was in one of my meals last week with queso fundido and ground beef, and safe to say I've changed my tune on that one. They have 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, and you can choose from preferences like protein plus, carb conscious, and fiber filled, so it's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Beyond their meals, I've also really enjoyed Factor's cold pressed juices, and they've got plenty of add-ons like wholesome smoothies, breakfasts, and grab-and-go snacks, so I'm very excited to try those in my upcoming boxes as well, because my less than nutritious snacking habits are next on my list to tackle. If you're looking for convenient ways to optimize your nutrition this year, eat smart with Factor. Get started with factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box, plus free shipping. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
Someone said, honestly, this feels like a string of people who lack self-awareness. So many people just live in their own little world and don't realize that things are not curated for them. I don't understand how, out of all places, people wouldn't realize that if they're coming here to a spa for relaxation, then maybe other people are too. Well, they weren't really coming for relaxation. They were coming.
And sometimes that relaxes people.
Yeah. I do like a good stroke and sleep.
It's a chemical.
Yeah, you have that high and then knocked out.
Yeah, but don't think it's the time and place. And you did it at my birthday dinner. Time and place, time and place.
And this person continues to say, at this point, I'm advocating for spas who have private rooms for almost everything. If I'm at a spa and I don't want to see anybody, unless it's someone that I came with or someone I'm receiving a service from. And that's how the one in Arkansas was. It had all the exact same things, but one-on-one until I got to the massage.
So you got to that one-on-one.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate because in theory it is better, except when that one person that you're stuck with is bad. And then it's like, well, now I'm here.
So I would 100% go back there, but like get another person. But I did leave a bad review, so I don't know. I'd probably have to sign up under a different name.
She's an alias. Sunglasses. Hello? I also don't want this man.
Yeah.
Fair.
Someone else said, Melissa, what happened to you is insane. These people need to be on a watch list. That probably entice them more because they like to be watched.
They do.
Someone else said, I agree. If you want a group activity, go to a bathhouse instead. Yeah. They literally could have gone down the street to the Wii Spa. That one is, you can talk and chatter. It smells like little boys, but you can be loud.
I think they would enjoy that. Like,
yeah. Someone else said, I'm not going to lie. I would have snitched on these motherfuckers. I hold no allegiance to strangers who so obviously and knowingly disrupt my peace in a place that is supposed to be peaceful. Depending on my mood, I might have straight been like, the fuck are y'all doing in the sauna? Like I said, I'm not a snitch.
I'm just so deeply judgmental with my face.
Yeah. And I can't hide my facial expressions either.
And that's the part that I hope people understand, that there was no way that they thought Melisa was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
It's despite the obvious, what the fuck are you doing on your face? They said, this is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Which is, I don't know. I think in theory, like, oh yeah, I would have told somebody. But at that point, I would be like, I'm sorry, my looks of disapproval aren't enough. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to stop you.
By the time because like where the people are is in the reception area. By the time I would have gotten dressed and gone back out, they would have been done anyway.
Yeah.
Someone else said, woo girls should also use their powers to be boo girls, or at least ma'ams. So we did not consent to your exhibition.
That's poetry. I love that.
That is. Unfortunately, by the time the woo girls got there, the sex people were mostly gone.
But I love, you got to be a woo girl and a boo girl. Because like you're at the drag bar for a bachelorette party screaming, woo! And then I expect you at Planned Parenthood absolutely trolling and screaming at the Moms for Liberty. Like, I love that.
Another person said, Melisa, you should have told someone while you were there. This is insane. They probably would have kicked out all those couples and giving you coupons.
Oh, you would have gotten... Say that word again.
I said coupons. I didn't like it. I usually say coupons.
I was going to say, your Pennsylvania just came on out.
I felt it, and then you had to point it out.
I did. Well, hey, you can't get it past me. I know the Pennsylvania accent well, girl.
Then another person said, the way this story traumatized me, I always thought saunas were nasty because one of my friends was sexually harassed in one, and this just proves my point. Ew. But happy belated birthday, Melisa. Thank you. Someone else said, if you have to have a party, bachelorette, loud hangout in a spa, you rent the whole place. And too bad if you can't afford it, then it's not happening. It's not that hard. It could be a nice thing for everyone involved if you make sure everyone in the place is actually involved. It's like having a party in a library or a concert in a silent resort. Good point.
That is really good point. And also, like, LA is not hurting for like sexual exhibitionist activities or orgy. Like, there's a booming community of that.
Yeah. And there are places you can literally go for that.
And places that you can avoid if you don't want to be there.
Also said, if that is a possibility, of course, if they offer that service, I mean. Yeah. I mean, there are other places they could have gone and they would have offered that.
Yep.
Someone else said, this is such a problem at Nordic spas too. My friend and I have to strategically pick which day of the week to go that we aren't in saunas and hot tubs with couples up on each other. It's so foul.
What? Wait, I need to know about more Nordic spas.
Me too.
It's looking like those are big in Canada.
There's one. I know there's one here
in LA. Yeah.
I sent you where Marlon Wayans was getting spanked at one. It wasn't really spanked, but he was getting hit with the herbal things.
Yep. Well, lots of cold pools.
I do the ice room when I'm in between hot stuff, but I'm not really into the cold pool.
Unfortunately, I can't do either extreme. I physically, really, in the moment, hot is no good for me. Long term, cold is not good for me. I do pick cold because I can't feel what I'm going through. I can feel what I'm going through in the hot.
Yeah. Someone else said, I had a very similar experience. I went to walk into the steam room and there was a couple rubbing each other with salt scrubs and moaning. Why are you bringing salt scrubs into the sauna?
Oh my God.
What made it worse was the spa literally had signs everywhere asking the patrons to not bring sexual energy into the spa.
Please keep your sexual energy out. Wait, I can't believe as of now that is 3 people who've had personal experience of something similar happening. This is too much.
Yep. Another person said, my immediate reaction to this scenario was, what in the fan fiction is happening?
Wow.
Someone else said, this graphic had me cackling. All right, you're up.
Megan says, Mama, let's research. 1% said I was wrong. 99% said I was not wrong. Literally, the first thing that I do when I see drama news or anything happening that I'm interested in is go and look up to see what the truth is. I'm not sure how this is a lost art. I literally Google definitions of words before I text them to my best friends. I don't understand how people will comment on things they literally know nothing about with full confidence. Yes. I really do love that graphic I made for yours. Every time I swipe by and I see just a screenshot of it as I'm looking for other ones, I'm like, it is beautiful. What an art. What an art.
Then we have writer number 1. Are they wrong for blasting their music in their car? 38% said the writer is wrong. 62% said the writer is not wrong. Someone said, I always think your listeners are like ALG people. What does that mean?
All caps?
ALG.
Who wrote it? I'm like, algebra, all people are, I don't know.
Okay. Well, this person says, I always think your listeners are like ALG. We don't know what that means, so we're just going to go with it. I don't know.
I trust you.
People, yeah, I trust you. ALG people, and we usually have a long string of not wrongs. Then bam, someone comes along who's clearly wrong.
Yep.
Whatever ALG means.
Here's the thing. Girl, if you told me to jump off a bridge, I would do it.
I wouldn't, but in this instance, also you allowed me to send you some of my gross things. So you've saved Megan. And then you sent me some more too. We're both like, what is this weird shit?
Oh, yeah, by the way, everyone. So Melissa has this habit of sending me the foulest things that come across her fucking, it's always Instagram reels. So, and then she's like, why do you never answer my DMs? And I go, because peppered between the actual things you're sending me that are valid and like, we should go do this weekend. This would be so fun. It is like literally people getting fucking railed. No caption. But she just sends it to me because she's like, if I saw someone else had to. And then on my TikTok, I get these fucking fanfic acting out little shorts. And I usually will like save them and send them to Mott's because like he finds them hilarious. One time I literally watched one of those 10 minutes long being like, what is like, this is crazy. This is so insane. And one was so crazy from the first 5 seconds I sent to Melissa and she responds, she goes, oh my God, ew, why would you send this to me? I'm like, are you kidding me? After all of this? I can't even send you one.
I feel like the video I sent you though, that you didn't comment on deserves a comment.
Ugh, which one is it?
It's the one right above the last thing we said.
Oh, I'm scared.
It's not a scary one. It's someone we love and then who they're married to.
Oh, no, I like this.
Yeah.
Well, how was I supposed to know when I saw the cover art?
See, when I saw the cover art, I said,
she's not going
to click on it. So then I was like, I'll bring it up the next time we record.
Because it looks like there's going to be sex. Mm-hmm. By the way, did you watch the trailer?
It might have still been.
Yeah, but as long as I have to see it, I don't care what y'all do in your own homes. Don't just do it in front of me.
This is Simone Biles and Mr. Simone Biles trading clothes and dancing. And he's got on, he must have the tiniest waist in the world.
I was like, this man got thighs.
Yeah. But she also does. But he's got to have
but men in general don't usually have.
Yeah.
He's like, like thighs like that. I'm impressed. But do you see the trailer for G20? Mm-hmm. I'm fucking in.
And I didn't send you this video. Hold on.
No.
I'm not gonna make it so you visibly watch it. But I could have sent you this and I didn't.
3 tips to get your butthole ready for eating. Number 1, hair.
You guys, this is what she sends me. But like, and then sometimes I'll accidentally click on it and I go, whoa. And then here, I'll play just the audio of what I sent her that she was like, oh my God, this is horrible. Why would you send this to me? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? After all the things I send you.
The man secretly kisses his mother every day.
No! Like, incest is where I draw the line.
Think about it, everybody. There is a video.
The incest is where I draw the line.
She goes, too far. And I go, you literally showed me a video of like a robot railing a fucking dough ball.
Okay. There was an incest.
Well, hey, I actually don't know the genetic makeup of an alien. They might have some yeast in them. You got that dog in you. They got that yeast in them. They're yeasty boys.
Oh gosh. What was I even doing? Oh, I was still reading comments. Sorry.
Yes.
Someone else said, as someone who had her windows rolled down with music blasting because the sun came out on Monday and I finally felt alive, I definitely understand that there's a time and a place. I always turn my music down when I'm waiting in drive-thrus or when I park at my apartment complex. As long as you're not breaking any rules and being an asshole, just be an asshole, then you're not wrong.
Oh, being an asshole to be an asshole?
Yeah. Someone else said, I've never gotten mad at anybody who does this because so many people do it. I just thought it was normal, so I don't think they're wrong. Someone else said, I agree with Melissa here. If you're doing it to purposely agitate people, then I'm out. My commute home is my time to decompress from the day, and there's a difference between someone enjoying their own music and other people being able to hear it, and someone blasting their music for the purpose of interrupting others. I love to see a girl enjoying her time in her own world, but I'm not down for being a nuisance like that. I'll get overstimulated if there are too many sounds happening at once. And then another person, I don't know why you have a special Instagram background.
Is that the Spider-Man one? I noticed that the other day. I said, because I was like, did I put that? Did Melissa put that? Or did you put that? Because something about Melissa and I, we both have Spider-Man. So like,
we do. But
I don't know.
Haven't seen this one. This is Miles Spider-Man.
No, I know, but I love
Spider-Man.
I love Spider-Man as a franchise.
Mm-hmm. Another person said, I think it depends where she drives. If it's in a busy center, live your life. But if it's on a quiet road, I like to throw eggs from my window at the rider if they're cheaper.
Oh, I thought they said that's like what they do as a pastime. I was like, damn, Rich. You're like, I'm not eating this shit, I'm throwing it. That's how much money I got.
Someone else said, writer is wrong because they seem to be doing it less for their own enjoyment and more just for the reaction of others. I'd argue the reaction of others is their enjoyment, but that also pisses me off that they're doing it just to agitate others. Another person said, only voting wrong because, girl, you're going to destroy your ears. Also, I don't want my podcast time interrupted by someone else's noise. Yeah, if you're interrupting us with your noise,
jail.
Yeah. Another person said, this one did make me face reality a bit because I do this and always think it's fun and a good time. Never thought I might be a nuisance.
I do it too, and I still think I'm fun and a good time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think like if you're confident in your music taste and like the vibe of your city, you're fine.
Yeah.
But also, like, if anyone ever visibly was like giving me shit and like, well, I would have to judge them to be like, why are they giving me shit? Like, if it's like there's like a mom walking with like a stroller, then I would be like, oh, let me roll the windows up. But like, if it's that one man who lives in Los Angeles who has the Trump flag, yeah, I'm turning it up.
This reminds me of Retta, the actress / comedian. She told a story about how she had her windows were up, but she had her music blaring and like bobbing her head and like singing loud. And then she saw the people next to her were like giving her a look. So then she rolled down the windows and she's like singing opera at the
and she can sing.
The top. And she can sing. She's classic. She's trained in opera. She's a trained operatic singer. And then
Phenomenal.
they were like, okay, like
if you're gonna judge, I'll give you. If you want to judge the show, I'll give you a show, motherfucker.
Yes.
People pay for that shit.
Mm-hmm. Another person said, I found this rude. Like, I didn't ask to listen to your music.
But if someone's, even if it's like not my like personal taste in music that like I would turn on, but if like someone's playing something that I'm like objectively like, this is the music you should be blasting. If you're blasting Taylor Swift All Too Well, no. Windows down blasting music when the sun is up and people are around is not time for the sad girl cry it out. That's shower music. Mm-hmm. You can do that with your windows rolled down at night when no one's around.
Right.
I have to tell you, because when I had a convertible and I first moved to LA, at night, driving down Sunset with the top down music blasting, you can listen to Coldplay. You can listen to whatever the fuck you want. It's empty.
I love driving down Hollywood Boulevard after the tourists have gone to sleep. Mm-hmm. Like that area coming through there. It's so relaxing.
People give shit that, like, yes, we should have public transportation, and it's like, yes, there's a lot of cars here, but like, I can't stress, once you understand the vibe of being a car city, like, people literally just go on drives. Like, you drive down PC, you do all of that stuff, and so like, people have their convertibles and they're like blasting them, and it's night. It's just like, there's a vibe to it.
Yeah,
I love that.
Another person said, I agree with Melissa that she's wrong if she's doing it to be a nuisance. Just sounds annoying, and why do you like irritating people? Well, here's an update. This is the update. I'm the writer. Okay, so I don't know that I'm annoying anyone. I'm just self-conscious / anxious. I saw someone roll up their window once, but I couldn't tell if it was because of me or nasty city smells. I'm sorry for being a nuisance in Melissa's eyes, but these people don't know how to stay out of an intersection in traffic, so I a little think they deserve it. It would be amazing if someone would jam out with me because it makes me happy to see others jam out, but I doubt it will ever happen. I don't have a driveway to do this in, and it's just isn't the same. Most importantly, Megan, you are so close with that photo. I drive a white Ford Escape.
Stop. Okay, now tell me what you're listening to.
We do know. She said Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, yeah.
That man, Noah Kahan. I
do think that it is your civil duty to not blast the Noah Kahan song that's about suicide. I think that's not a windows down blasting song. So they don't think they're necessarily irritating people. They're just I do want to understand the dichotomy of like, I'm anxious and I think I'm being annoying and then still doing that thing. I like low-key love that energy of being like, I feel like I might piss people off. Well.
Oh, well.
I'll see it anyway. Exposure therapy.
Empower. Claire is practicing her breathing for her upcoming yoga retreat in Bali. Has she ever done yoga before? No. But Claire worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Join our 19 million customers today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisor Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Om Namaste.
Watch the world's biggest tennis stars clash in the California desert at the BNP Paribas Open, live on Tennis Channel.
How do they get to these shots?
Tune in daily for exclusive first ball to last coverage from Indian Wells and witness all of the jaw-dropping action as the game's top men and women square off at one of the greatest events in sports. It's tennis magic you need to see to believe. The BNP Paribas Open, live on Tennis Channel and streaming on the Tennis Channel app.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
Your turn.
Commercial. Ice cold water.
And it's not even the water that would be in this bottle.
No, but water in those kinds of bottles, it changes though.
It does. That's why I've kept it.
No, I will never fault you for there is just something about the good. It's the good like the spout, like the opening of it, and then how it keeps the temperature of the water, and then every vessel for water gives its own little zesty flavor.
It does.
That's why I could never get fucking behind canned water, because again, much like chicken,
I can't do box water. Like my brain doesn't compute what's happening. I expect it to taste like school milk.
It's squishy. The water tastes squishy.
Isn't that Jaden Smith's company?
Squishy?
No.
Box water?
Box water, yeah.
Shut up. If it's Jaden Smith's company, he started at 9.5 years old.
Box Water, Jaden Smith.
I mean, he was an entrepreneur.
No, his is just water, but it's also in a box.
Because I was going to say, box water's been around since I was in high school. So he was in elementary school.
Do you think that he would have started something in high school?
No, that's what I just said. I said because he was an entrepreneur from a young age.
Actual school. He went to the school of Will and Jada.
Yeah, the school of life. Then we have writer number 2. Are they wrong for calling their lab mate sexist? 2% said the writer is wrong, and 98% said the writer is not wrong. As someone who works in college athletics, that is unfortunately very male-dominated. I'm all for calling this out. I have often been the one tasked with scheduling events, organizing the paperwork, etc. It has gotten a lot better for me over the last 2 years since getting a new boss. I will often just not say anything and wait for my male coworker to speak up on admin duties so it isn't always just the one female in the office. Then you have to trust the men to do that.
Just clean up your own shit and bounce.
I think the boss is wrong in this scenario. If she sees others not pulling their weight, it's her responsibility to make sure to call them out. Office housework, quote unquote, as I call it, always defaults to women, and it's so infuriating. The organizing, event planning, meeting agendas, notes, communication, etc. always gets picked up by women. When I took over our party planning committee, the first thing I did was disband it. If they want a happy hour, they can organize it themselves. Ooh, I love that energy.
Me too.
Says, I'll actually take that responsibility. And the end.
Smart.
Mm-hmm. Stop doing work for other people, call out your boss to their boss, and continue normalizing the intolerance of this bullshit behavior. Nothing will change unless we change it. Writer is so not wrong. I also work in a quote-unquote male field with a bunch of engineers and physicists. Maybe it is because my job is different. I was hired as the language and communications person, but they treat me with a lot of respect and ask me all their English questions, and that's how it should be. One time, my boss wanted to hire a new person for our team, and he was a sexist asshole towards me, asking me to get him coffee in his job interview as the only woman in the room. And my boss immediately crossed him off his list and said he would never hire someone who treats me or any woman like that. I'm not going to praise him for that because it's basic human decency, or at least it should be, but I just remember feeling such gratitude in that moment because a team member like that would have made my job hell.
That reminds me, and I'm going to name drop so hard right now.
Good.
I was in a production thing, and somebody asked me to get an actor some tea, and the actor was Patrick Stewart, and he looked at me and he was like, I can make my own tea.
Good.
Mm-hmm. And it takes people standing up like that.
I wish people were able to take a step back and view it. It's like, it's secretary culture. Like that aspect of like when women were allowed to have jobs, they weren't getting paid. They were doing the same household tasks at workplace for their husband at their job. And then when it was like, women can pay taxes and stuff now too. Then it just became those admin duties defaulting onto women because people still wrongly think it's biology. Like that's just how it works. And I'm like, okay, no. Someone else said, this quite literally is why I changed my major in college from physics to comms. Which makes sense.
Physics to biology. There are a lot more people that looked like me in biology.
Mm-hmm. This had me so heated, I wrote a rant that was too long to fit in a DM. I'm a PhD student at a lab in a top 20 program with mostly people from other cultures as well, and the most sexist thing that they've done is insist that men do heavy lifting. We don't have a lab manager, so admin stuff either gets taken care of by senior members or the lab, or split evenly amongst everyone. She needs to start documenting every time they do something sexist / refuse to clean, etc., and bring it to her boss or the department and explain how this is affecting her research. If they don't do anything about it, I would just stop cleaning up after them, even if it impacted my work. Grr. That's it.
I forgot about this.
I can't.
Who is wrong? This is about the Hansville Police Department. 97% said the PD is wrong. 3% said PD is not wrong. So,
what? I haven't read them.
I'm sorry, but that woman doesn't look a day under geriatric. As someone with a druggy mom, she looks even worse than my mom.
Hey, once you know somebody who has participated in a specific set of substances, you can see it on the face. People always want to talk about Coke nose. I think that's not the one I am familiar with, but they're the other ones. And there are some key facial features.
Oh, God, that one got me. Another person said, haven't even finished listening to the episode yet, but I'm just going to assume they're wrong because they're police. Fuck them. You got to listen if you haven't yet because it's a fun little game.
It's also alarming.
And then someone else said, girl, and then the emoji with the hand over the mouth. Mr. Sweaty Banks looks so much worse than what I was picturing in my head while listening to the episode.
Yeah, I can't stress enough that you might want to blow up those pictures. Like, look even closer, because it is a small image that I was able to share. The pieciness with these bangs, he has 3 bangs. Like, it is so sweaty.
Someone else, as someone from Alabama, was wild seeing my fave podcast covering this. Unfortunately, wasn't surprising.
No. You know, what are they called?
Huntsville.
I was like, Huntsville, they've got little sibling syndrome with Huntsville. They said, we can't be the best. We can certainly be the worst.
Yes. Another person said, when are they not wrong? Correct.
In a way, it ends where it begins.
Very insightful.
Thank you for sharing this Red Baron with us, Linda. It's so tasty, it makes me want to share something of my own. I didn't actually read the book.
Me neither.
I watched the movie last night.
I judged it by its cover.
I haven't read a book since middle school.
I'm secretly seeing 2 other book clubs.
And I can't even read.
I'm not really Gary. He just paid me to be here. Sharing Red Baron pizza can lead to more sharing.
What if an appliance emergency didn't have to be? If your appliances suddenly decided they were done, don't stress. Best Buy has you covered with a wide variety of major appliances from trusted brands, in stock and available now. So you don't have to worry about laundry piling up, refilling the fridge, or that big dinner party you're hosting. Because Best Buy has the knowledge and expertise to get you the right appliance for your home. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
Revolutionize your cooking with the Tefal Infrared Air Fryer. Watch as your food crisps up through a large lighted window and delight in faster, crispier, and juicier results with no preheating thanks to Tefal's advanced infrared technology. Discover the future of cooking and bring innovation into your kitchen by visiting Tefal.com.
Then we have my nomination for Wrong of the Week, the Protector app. 97% said Protector is wrong. 3% said Protector is not wrong. I will say this started showing up my TikTok feed of people being like, oh my God, I feel like this is like actually like affordable and a steal. Like hiring one of these guys for a girls' night. And I was like,
where
you guys, that should be alarming.
Like, where are you going where you think you need an armed driver?
They have never been to Los Angeles in their life. So they're going to make the trip and then they're going to... I'm going to say something crazy maybe. If I genuinely thought a city was so unsafe that I could not go somewhere without someone with a gun, I'm not fucking going.
I'm not going.
I'm not going to a fucking club. Like, what do you mean? I'm just... And even people being like, damn, like, they really made it affordable for these girlies. And I go, no, that's a... Why do you... What? I think we know at this point to not get veneers on Groupon. Why are you getting a discount security guard who got kicked out of every other fucking academy? And it's like, oh, kicked out of they're like, oh, well, former LAPD. And I go, do you know how bad you have to be to get kicked out of LAPD? Like, do you understand how bad you have to be? You could just go to Murrieta PD. You could go to Riverside. You could go to Ranch. You could go. You gotta get on this app. By the way, I did include the image. They had a whole fucking photo shoot and video shoot with these men where they did a Cher Horowitz from Clueless and they had them wear different outfits so you can see the options of what look they can show up in.
Oh my God.
And their tactical, what do they call it? Tactical formal, tactical, cocktail tactical gear, whatever. It is like cargo pants and an oversized polo. And I go, so you're just not big enough to be a security guard. You're not big enough to be a bouncer. That's all I'm getting. So yeah, 97% said they're wrong, 3% said they're not. And let's see. I will never get over the fact that it's like the same people who are like, it's not safe to take an Uber or a Lyft. And I go, yeah, you know what I want? my Uber driver to have a gun.
With a fucking gun.
Like,
somebody else brought that up.
That's
too.
so, that makes me feel so much worse. I want to be alone. I never want to be in a car alone with a man. I really don't want to be in a car alone with a man who is armed, who has been kicked out of the police.
I like now that on Lyft you can choose women only.
And I do feel like some of the people who I've been seeing talking about this, I'm like, you're giving me the vibe. Like, I think we are peers. I think you would also pick a woman driver. I will only take a man if he's got a gun.
No.
I'm so sorry. The logic is out the fucking window.
I think some of these people are actually paid to say this.
No, I was going to, I do not think that these people are A, in LA, and B, actually
the ones that
participating.
I've seen have not been in LA.
I've never even seen anyone being like, hey, I hired him. Day in my life with my protector bodyguard. Like, I haven't seen any of that. I've just seen like discourse from people from other cities talking about it. And I was like, I feel like it's an unpaid ad. And I don't think you're ever going to do this because there is zero fucking logic behind it.
I think some of them are paid. They're just not disclosing that
That's
they're
what,
being paid.
Well, because also like it feels like a shift in like marketing by the app, because the app, like all of like the promo videos and stuff are done like as a response to like United Healthcare workers. So like to me, it would make the most sense of being like, okay, these are for people who are traveling and they're like they're coming to LA for a conference and they're nervous or whatever. Which, by the way, if I was talking to Moss about this, he goes, if you are worth any, like if there's any security risk on you that like you already have this, like,
yes,
and you certainly would not be hiring it as a gig worker on a one-off. Like, no, if you need security, you have security pretty much all the time, or at least regularly scheduled for specific events that you know you need security for.
Exactly. And it's not going to be, again, somebody that got kicked out. It's going to be an actual security guard.
And it's also going to be a team of people. Team of people. Okay. Someone said, this is so scary and insane. Why do they think this is a good idea? They don't. They really marketed it initially to people like fragile, not even current CEOs, future CEOs who are like, I'm going to start a healthcare insurance company one day and like people, my life is going to be on the line. And it's to those people. And then they realize it's actually not enough of those people. So let's start marketing towards women. So it said, wrong. What's worse than a male Uber driver? A male Uber driver with a gun. Yep. Wee-oo. Someone else said, if I want protection at a discount, I'm looking for the... This is so fucking true. If I want protection at a discount, I'm looking for the nearest stud, masked lesbian with a crowbar, not a man I have to pay for and address. That is legitimately... So, times of crisis, I'm like, where are the lesbian? I don't want this man. Someone said, I'm still thinking about the way that Meghan gentle parented Gavin. I'm assuming Gavin Newsom. When did I do that?
I don't know, but also somebody put on our Spotify, they said, Gavin, you look like you... Oh, it was one of the drivers.
Because I was like, by the way, I've definitely gentle parented Gavin Newsom about like, we can get through this, but it was one of the drivers.
Yes. So
he was the one with the pretty face.
This person said, Gavin, you look like you could do so much more with your life. Meghan, your delivery in this line was impeccable.
Yeah, no, because I said he's got a marketable face. Like I think he could go from extra to featured extra to speaking role quite quickly. I think most of them could. They seem to be valuing the archetypes and aesthetics. I'm not saying these men are attractive, but I'm saying
but
like
they got that look.
They have the central casting look. And I'm just saying, how about you hop on over to central casting instead? Also, I do know for a fact most of them probably are. Like, instead of working at John and Penny's and being an actor, they're just going to work on Protector and be an actor.
Yeah.
Someone else said, I just love being instantly on the same page as y'all, because as soon as Meghan said the name, my first thought was that Beyonce needs to sue. And then Meghan said the exact same thing, not even a split second later. Yes, exactly. As someone who was born and raised in the Valley, there are parts of LA County I have never been to. You might as well hire a private driver without firearms. That makes way more sense to me, especially when it comes to parking in downtown LA. Forget stranger danger. Have you tried figuring out the time and day you could legally park in some streets on LA? You'll often find yourself deciphering hieroglyphics from 5 stack signs that basically tell you, no, you cannot park here. Go park at the place that charges you $50 plus per hour. Parking enforcement officers will ticket you faster than any bullet. Just get an Uber, girl. It is not worth paying extra for protection. That is so true.
That is so true. I was literally somewhere earlier this week and I pulled into a parking spot and I was like, this seems like it's too good to be true. So I don't think it's actually true. But the sign seemed right. Like it seemed like I should park there. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drive a little bit more and see if I can find something else that's more clear. Because yes, these signs don't make any fucking sense.
No, I can't stress to you guys enough that like, you can't even read the signs from your car because there are so many. You have to get out of your car so you can get an accurate angle. You have to step back to see all of them. And I will forever be grateful for this man in Encino, where I was looking for parking one time, trying to go to the pharmacy, and I was looking for parking, and then I finally found it. And then he came out of his house and said, honey, so sorry, you can't park there. The signs are really fucking confusing. And I said, oh no, okay. And he goes, you can park over here. And then walks in his bathrobe and slippers, walks and stands where I can park so no one else can park there. Aww. And I was like, thank you, sir. Like, so kind, because, you know that. And I'm sure he looked and was like, oh God, no, she's going to get a ticket so fast, because it is, you can call LAPD for an actual emergency. They won't get there for so long. A meter maid? Whoo!
And the meter maids, like, they're even confused sometimes because there is an app. I used it all the time when I first lived here, but now I'm like, I'm not even taking the risk. But there's an app where you can contest your parking tickets. And so on the PCH, there is a stretch where you can actually park in between, but like if you're outside you can't park. And I was in the in between, and I came back to my car and I had a ticket, and so I took a picture and then contested it and it got taken off. But like, why should I have to pay money for somebody to take a ticket off that I shouldn't have gotten in the first place?
One time Mods got a ticket and their clock was wrong, so it was like a full hour before it was like daylight savings, and their clock didn't change. And it was like they had wrote in the notes like an hour over, but the printed time was the correct time. And I was like, okay, we gotta do a quick little double check for that.
Right. But LA, if you need security, you're already famous enough where you don't need to use this app.
I'm waiting for them to start like marketing to horny book talk readers of being God. What if I fall in love with my protector? I think someone else said something. Someone said, and Meghan is so right. Sue them, Beyonce. Yes. If only they had named it after a Taylor Swift song, because I do think we are the only entity that Taylor Swift has not sued for a shared name. We existed first
before her song.
But I also like to think that she says, I like what they're doing over there. And I'd like to see it. So I will not put an end to that.
All right. Well, that's the end of the episode. You're like, I wish that you guys would put the words that I've typed in your mouth. And we'd say, of course, you can do that too. But you just have to participate by writing in when we have... Megan, you caught up now?
Dude, I thought... You said you were tired, and I was like, okay, we're one in the same boat. That is a fully rested sentence.
If you're watching on Spotify, you can see Megan visibly working what I said out in her brain.
Yeah. Finally got there.
If you'd like to participate, then you can write in when we do the votes. Also, make sure you listen to the episode. But I take it if you don't listen to the episode, you're also not listening right now. So maybe we should put a warning up next vote. But you can vote and then share your thoughts. We love reading them when you've actually listened to the episode and they make sense in the context of what we posted.
And we talk a lot, so we really need the context.
And if I write in asking for context and then you get an attitude with me, then that just proves more that you didn't listen to the episode. And then you tell me and then lie again. listen on Monday for But Am I Wrong, which came out yesterday. Listen before you do the votes tomorrow. And then listen to Don't Blame Me on Thursday, Fisting Friday on Friday, and then back for But Am I Wrong on Monday, and here for See You Next Tuesday, obviously on Tuesday.
And we will
see you next
Tuesday.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Hello, I am Kristen Russo.
And I am Jenny Owen Youngs.
We are the hosts of Buffering the Vampire Slayer once more with spoilers, a rewatch podcast covering all 144 episodes of, you guessed it, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
We are here to humbly invite you to join us for our 5th Buffy prom, which, if you can believe it, we are hosting at the actual Sunnydale High School. That's right. On April 4th and 5th, we will be descending upon the campus of Torrance High School, which was the filming location for Buffy's Sunnydale High, to dance the night away to 90s music in the iconic courtyard, to sip on punch right next to the Sunnydale High fountain, and to nerd out together in our prom best inside of the set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
All information and tickets can be found at bufferingcast.com/prom. Come join us.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast, and with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Amy Nicholson, the film critic for the LA Times.
And I'm Paul Scheer, an actor, writer, and director. You might know me from The League, Veep, or my non-eligible for Academy Award role in Twisters.
We love movies, and we come at them from different perspectives.
Yeah, like Amy thinks that, Joe Pesci was miscast in Goodfellas, and I don't.
He's too old. Let's not forget that Paul thinks that Dune 2 is overrated.
It is.
Anyway, despite this, we come together to host Unspooled, a podcast where we talk about good movies, critical hits,
fan favorites, must-sees, and in case you missed them.
We're talking Parasite to Home Alone.
From Grease to The Dark Knight.
We've done deep dives on popcorn flicks. We've talked about why Independence Day deserves a second look.
And we've talked about horror movies, some that you've never even heard of, like Ganja and Hess.
So if you love movies like we do, come along on our cinematic adventure.
Listen to Unspooled wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to hit the follow button.